A beautiful Sunday morning it is here from our studios in Lagos, Nigeria. Good morning to you and welcome to today's edition of In the Game. It promises to be exciting with lots of actions in the world of sport, from basketball to football, and of course anticipating match day 10 of the Nigeria Premier Football League. And not forgetting in Europe, different leagues across Europe, from the Premier League to the Italian Serie A to the German Bundesliga, and not forgetting, of course, to other leagues, of course, in Spain, and also in the world of Formula One. Some excitement ahead of the Sao Paulo Grand Prix, despite the fact that it was, of course, postponed in terms of the practice section. Interesting things in the world of sport. I'm Favor Itua, your anchor for today's edition of the program. I'm not alone. I have a guest in the studio with me this morning. Olorunfemi Omoni joins us this morning. Good morning to you. Happy Sunday. And some would say in this part of the world, happy first Sunday.
Yeah, thank you very much, Favor, for having me around, and good morning to listeners around. My name is Jeremiah Olorunfemi. Yeah. All
right, let's begin with our top 5 stories making headlines in the world of sport. Fantastic news coming out from the world of volleyball, where the Board of Administration of Confederation of African Volleyball, CAVB, has officially appointed Engineer Musa Nimrod as the president of the CAVB Beach Volleyball Commission. Now, this appointment made in Casablanca, Morocco, represents a significant milestone, not only for Nimrod, but also for the future development of beach volleyball across Africa. In his acceptance speech, Nimrod expressed his vision for beach volleyball, promising to elevate it to one of the premier sports on the continent. Now, Nimrod, who doubles as the president of the Nigerian Volleyball Federation, also took a moment to commend the leadership of CAVB. Omoni, this is a fantastic development for Nigerian sports, and Nimrod, made president of the CAVB Beach Volleyball Commission.
Yes, if you look at one of the consistent sports in Nigeria, especially one of the sporting activities that has a continuous league, a stable league in the country, is the beach volleyball. If you look at couple of talents, couple of players that have actually have been developed from this sport. And for me, I think it really shows of the clerks, the hard work, let's say the diligence that that he has put into place in setting that, and looking at the results he has actually produced over the years. I think that's something that they will be bringing them on board, okay, to put those things into place, to put them into action in Africa. And if you look at it, we have the space, we have the facilities naturally in Africa to promote beach volleyball, yes, and also to export talent across the world. So I think it's a very good one, and it's a big plus to Nigeria as well.
All right, big plus to Nigeria. Congratulations once again to Musa Nimrod. Away from there, our next sub-story has to do with the world of basketball. Al Ahly Sporting Club emerged winners of the 2024 FIBA Women's Basketball League Africa Zone 5 qualifiers after beating Rwandese champions Rwanda Energy Group 93 to 69 points on Saturday, November 2nd. It was a hard-fought 3 quarters, with Al Ahly SA leading 22-21 in the opening period, while the second ended 17-all. The second quarter had Tarek Abdulzaid's side taking the third quarter 25-22. Reg, however, crumbled under pressure in the final quarter as they were dominated 29-8 for their final score. It was game for 30 minutes, Al Ahly leading 64-60, and Reg lost their momentum, scoring 3 in the opening 5 minutes of the final quarter to trail 77-63, and there was no redemption for Julian Martinez's side. Nadine Mohamed and Ranim El Dawi led the numbers for the Egyptians with 23 points and 8 rebounds. For the former Y center player, El Gedawi managed a double-double on 20 points and 11 rebounds. All right, congratulations to Al Ahly. They've shown over time that they have a formidable force when it comes to football, when it comes to basketball, when it comes to handball. It's a powerhouse when it comes to Al Ahly as a sporting club right there in Egypt. And now to our next top story. We'll come back home and talk football in Nigeria. Nigeria Premier Football League side Lobby Stars have appointed Finnish coach Mika Lundstrom as the new head coach. The Makurdi-based club previously brought on former Nigerian international Dandian Amokachi as technical advisor following the departure of Eugene Agbagbe. Now, Lundstrom is set to take charge of the team's affairs, and Lundstrom's immediate task will be to improve Lobby Stars' standing as they currently sit 17th on the NBBF table with just 2 wins 3 losses and 4 draws from 9 matches. On the Lobby Stars looking to get back to where they were, of course, from last season, and hoping to get positive results with the recent appointment of Lundstrom from Finland.
When I got the news, I was surprised, and at the same time I smiled. And the reason is that most times whenever a club is not actually doing well, especially in Nigeria, we tend to be quick to change managers. That, okay, I think this coach is bad. I think this coach is not doing enough. And we fail to see other problems, other factors that can actually cause the poor performances of these players. And, okay, for example, Lobby Stars. The Lobby Stars that played against the Ikorodu City, if you look at that game, you will notice that the guys are not really as bad. They're not bad. But something is missing about them, and it's the fact that they lost concentration very easily. So, which means that even if you change coaches, like if you change your coach every now and then, and these players are still missing the vital details, the simple details, it's still going to affect the coach that is coming on board. So, if you look at them last season, they were doing well, and all of a sudden, all of a sudden, they got a draw at home, and they begin to experience mixed fortune results, both home and away. And this season again, if you look at how they started the season shambolically and other things, you will notice that even if you change coaches, if you change your coach 1,001 times, and you are not looking at other factors that is affecting this club, they might still experience the same result that you want to solve, the same problem you actually want to solve. So,
all right,
the Finnish coach coming on board, fine, is a very good one, but I'm still yet to get how it's actually going to work alongside Amokachi. I don't know.
It's a different portfolio. Daniel Amokachi currently holds the position of technical advisor, while the Lundstrom is the head coach. It means that there will not be clash of interest. It's just Amokachi over him. But then again, you look at the head coach aspect, so he probably does more of the job on the field. Amokachi comes in the advisory role to help the team.
Oh, I hope it works well then.
All right, let's leave the NPFL and go straight to our next sub-story. In Spain, several La Liga managers believe matches in Spanish top flight should have been cancelled this weekend following the floods in Valencia that have left at least 211 people dead. Torrential rainfall in the Valencia region on Monday caused floods that destroyed bridges, covered towns with mud, cut off communities, and left them without water, food, or electricity. Now, Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez has said the number of deaths is expected to rise further. Now, the Spanish Football Federation postponed Real Madrid's match at Valencia and Real Vallecano's trip to Villarreal. Atletico Madrid's home game against Las Palmas is still scheduled for Sunday, and manager Diego Simeone was critical of the RFF during his pre-match news conference. Barcelona boss Hansi Flick echoed Simeone's thoughts when speaking prior to Sunday's fixture against Catalan rivals Espanyol.
Está claro de que no tiene ningún sentido. Lo que está pasando es algo durísimo. Emocionante ver a toda la gente que salió a la calle para ayudar con una pala, con lo que pudiera. Muy emocionante, eso habla muy bien del país, del pueblo, como se dice normalmente. Y nada, ayudar de donde podamos. Hay mucha gente que la está pasando muy mal, es muy triste para todos, pero bueno, nosotros estamos en un lugar donde nos dicen de seguir y acá estamos, siguiendo.
I could make the decision, maybe I would do that, because it's a tragedy for this region, also for Spain, yeah, maybe yes. It's a tragedy. We also have this in Germany 3 years ago, and it's really horrible to see this. So I think if we can support the region, we will do that, of course, and the other things they.
All right, the coaches of Atletico Madrid and Barcelona are saying that games shouldn't have held this weekend in Spain after the flood in Valencia. Amoni, do you share the sentiment? The La Liga also had some games, on this weekend, especially in regions that are not in Valencia. But the coaches are saying persons have died, over 200 persons. There should have been, postponement for games in Spain this weekend.
Okay, fine. I think it's like probably maybe two sides of a coin. Firstly, the coaches are looking from the angle of lives, and the La Liga too as well. They're looking at the angle of the business involved, the money. Probably if the games are being, all the games are being postponed, the money they might be losing, and how they have to keep to schedule. But I think I'll just look down to what happened in Nigeria. I think some months, some weeks back, where Academy Warriors, they were playing against the game. Academy Warriors against Kwara United, because of the flood in Maiduguri, they couldn't play that game. It was rescheduled, but that doesn't affect other games. Every games went on except for that game. So since other matches or other areas are not being affected by the flood, I think the games can still continue. They can still play the games, and while those places that are being damaged due to the flood they can still hold on. They can postpone those games till after maybe after a solutions are being made to contain the situation. So postponing all the games, I don't think that's actually a fair idea for me.
All right, wait to see how it goes. But of course, there will be games later today. But let's go straight to our final top story at this time. It's about Formula One, where qualifying at the Sao Paulo Grand Prix has been postponed until today as a result of heavy rain. Now, qualifying has been scheduled for 7:30 local time, and the race moved forward by an hour, a half, of course, to 12:30 local time because of the forecast of more wet weather today. Now, the qualifying session had been due to start on Saturday, but the decision was made after a series of delays that the track was too wet and conditions were not going to improve. A joint statement from the governing body of the FIA and Formula One said the decision was taken not to proceed with qualifying due to poor visibility, standing water on the track and fading light. All right, that's of course the update from the world of Formula One Sao Paulo Grand Prix. It seems that the rains have not just only affected Nigeria or some parts of Africa, it's gone around the world. We've just seen updates from Spain, and now we're having updates from Sao Paulo in Brazil. And that's to let you know that, of course, when things like this happen, force majeure, you have to take precautionary measures to ensure things are kept in place. All right, that wraps it up on our top 5 stories at this time. We'll go on a quick break, and when we come back, we'll have more sports for you. Welcome back. You're still watching In the Game on News Central TV. I'm Favor Ito. I still have Olorunfemi Omoni in the studio with me, talking all things sports. It's now time to go straight to the world of handball, where the match between Nigeria and Zambia, which was supposed to be played on Saturday at the IHF World Handball Trophy Africa Men Continental Phase in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, has been shifted to Sunday today. Now, the national under-18 men's handball team, led by coach Emeka Nnamani, was to leave, of course, for Addis Ababa on Friday via the Muritala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos, but couldn't do so due to scheduling reasons. And, of course, they had to leave the country on Saturday morning via, of course, the airline in Lagos. They will now play against Zambia at 1 p.m. Nigerian time and the Ethiopian Sports Center in Addis Ababa before facing host Ethiopia on Monday. All right, Omoni, a quick one. Let's look at what's going on with the Nigerian handball team. They had a delay in moving to Addis Ababa, logistic issues, and their game had to be postponed till today. And the question is, why do we always get it wrong in arrangement, preparations towards a major tournament? Just some months ago, we had issues with our basketball team, the under-18 side, going to South Africa. They arrived late, and now we're having same with the handball team.
Thank you very much, Favor. You are just trying to. This question is something that is as if you already know what what I would actually say. I think this problem, aside from the fact that it's already a common menace in Nigeria, it starts from even the simplest things. Even from day-to-day activities in the country, you see people, you say, okay, you have a plan for maybe for 12 o'clock, you see someone getting there 12:10 or 10 minutes past, 30 minutes. You're like, oh, you say there's a Nigerian time thing. And I think those things comes in place too, even in preparing for other things of our lives. And I was just surprised that even they didn't actually give the Zambian team didn't get a walkover because of what happened. Because I was like, wow, that's surprising, because I was expecting Nigeria to be penalized. Because when you look at this trip is not something that you just woke up on one day and you just decided, okay, I want to travel this morning to Ethiopia. It's something that it took days, weeks, took plans, a couple of times just to get that. I remember the particular game, I think it was in Ekiti United against Ibom. And the secretary of the club told the fans, he came to the stadium, but he forgot the license of the players. And he said that, oh, my car had a fault, and I was at the automobile workshop trying to sort it. But the problem there was that, okay, but you came with your bag. How come you forgot the license of your players inside your car? And that team, they lost that game because of that lackadaisical attitude of that club secretary. So you just look at how that, okay, logistic issues and everything. Now, it might be two ways. It might be that, okay, the Nigerian handball team prepared, while the airline they were meant to travel with disappointed. Or the Nigerian handball team, they didn't even prepare at all. They were late to preparation, and they couldn't catch up with the available airline that would take them to Ethiopia on time. So all this still falls back to the fact that we don't prepare on time. These guys will get there, and out of anxiety, I hope they will be able to play a very good game today against Zambia. I just hope.
Them, we hope they can shake up. Though they play today, they also play tomorrow. Imagine they had played on Saturday. They had today to rest before Monday, but it is what it is. Let's move on to the world of basketball. Interesting news from the Nigeria Premier Basketball League Atlantic Conference, where five-time NBBF Men's Premier League champions Rivers Hoopers on Saturday completed the conquest of the Atlantic Conference of the Abridged League with a narrow 80-78 win over arch rivals Hoops and Reed of Lagos. Now, the South-South Basketball Warriors earned a slim and last-minute win following a nerve-wracking and unpredictable game at the main basketball court of the Samuel Ogbemudia Stadium before a handful of spectators. The Basketball Africa third-place team are now on course to defend their title and pick up a ticket to represent Nigeria at the Basketball Africa League. Let's get some of the views from that game that was played, of course, on Saturday in Benin. All right, Omani, Rivers Hoopers, they've shown their dominance over time when it comes to the world of basketball in Nigeria. They've qualified for the final 8. Any surprises expected? And at the end of the day, do you think they can defend their title?
Okay, no surprises. I expected it. So now, defending their title now, that will now come with maybe any upset. And that will come during the playoffs. The Super 8. But I expected them to win the conference because look at the caliber of players they have there. It's a star-studded a team with stars. That's Rivers Hoopers, and the form from the BAL, I think, is still rubbing around them right now. They are still in that aura of representing Nigeria at the Basketball Africa League and also finishing third. That aura is still there, that moment, that experience, they are yet to let go some of those moments. So, and the coach too, I think the consistency of the coach, the team, the structure of the team is still in place. So other things, I think there wasn't any major or minor shake-offs that probably could have actually affected the pattern of the club. So getting to win the Atlantic Conference for me was a very simple ride. You look at that conference, there wasn't really any top side that could actually force them out. And now look at even the Savannah Conference. You see that gone are those days that we used to have top clubs that will actually compete with, that will fight off Rivers Hoopers.
Okay, all right. All right, let's see how it goes. Let's quickly take a look at the teams that have made it through to the final 8 from the Atlantic Conference. Rivers Hoopers, Hoop and Reed, Boko City Chiefs. These are some of the teams that have qualified for the tournament. Of course, we'll hope to bring you to you. But then River Super, Super Reed, Boko City Chiefs, these are some of the teams that have qualified from the Atlantic Conference. Let's quickly go straight to the results from the Atlantic Conference and the Savannah Conference from Saturday. The Atlantic Conference Kwara Falcons defeated Delta Force 78-49 points. And of course, it was Lagos Legends who lost to Luyole Warriors of Ibadan 65-77 points. Police Batons defeated Comets 76-49 points. Hoops and Reeds, lost to River Super 78-80 points. Savannah Conference had the likes of Canopilas losing to Nigeria Customs 74-82 points. Bauchi Net lost to Nile University 51-80 points. Plateau Pigs lost to Correctional Team 70-79 points. Boko City Chiefs defeated Gombe Bulls 90-52 points. Today will be the end of the Savannah Conference. We have fixtures for you. Bauchi Net to take on Gombe Bulls, Canopilas against Correctional, Boko City Chiefs against Plateau Pigs, Nigeria Customs against Nile University. All right. And away from there, we'll go straight to other sports. The 26-year-old Japanese race walker, Koki Ikeda, one of the world's top competitors in race walking and a leading figure in his national team, has been provisionally suspended this week by the Athletics Integrity Unit, which has detected unusual data in his biological passport. Now, as required by the World Athletics Protocol, this preventive measure is applied in cases where irregular figures are found, even when no direct violation has occurred in an anti-doping test that identifies a specific banned substance. Ikeda would now need to account for the unusual data, in his biological passport to avoid a definitive suspension. The Associated Press reported that Ikeda received the provisional ban for suspected blood doping, quoting the AIU. All right, sad one right there for the athlete. We hope that he learns from this. There's been lots of talks about what athletes should take, what they should not take, and the Athletics Integrity Unit and ensuring that athletes adhere strictly to rules governing the sport. And now to the world of football. The smiles right there in Zambia. Zambia, of course, have been crowned 2024 COSAFA Women's Championship winners after they edged host South Africa 4-3 on penalties following a goalless draw in the final in Kibeha on Saturday, ending the Copa Queens their second title. Zambia's previous success came in 2022, while South Africa were hoping to lift the trophy for the first time since 2020. Ludwig won the player of the tournament, while Zambia duo of Ochumba, Lubanji, and Frida Mukoba claimed the golden boot after they scored 4 goals in that particular order. All right, congratulations to the COSAFA ladies as they look forward to get the very best when it comes to the world of football. All right, now to the Nigeria Premier Football League. Akwa United are ready to face off with Kwara United at the Godswill Akpabio International Stadium, Uyo, in the matchday 10 encounter of the 2024-25 Nigeria Premier Football League season. Now, an underwhelming start to the season by the Promise Keepers has seen them record only 1 win so far. Now, the lowest, of course, by any NPFL team. Sitting 20th on the log, Akwa United desperately need to get the job done against Kwara United at the Nest of Champions from 4 p.m. today. However, Kwara United will give a fight, having already picked up 4 points against Akwa United last season. A 1-1 draw in Eket was followed by 1-0 win in Ilorin for the Harmony Boys, who have won 6 and lost 5 games against the Promise Keepers in previous meeting, with 5 encounters ending in a stalemate. All right, joining us this morning in our studios, of course, via Zoom, is Olimene. Of course, joins us this morning to talk the NPFL. Good morning to you. Welcome. Happy Sunday to you.
It's good to be on the program.
All right, lots of interesting fixtures in the NPFL today. For Akwa United, they've been struggling so far this season, and looking at where they are and how much of results they need, do you think that they can salvage their season with a series of games lined up for them, especially with today right there in Uyo?
I think going into match day 10, if they begin to pick up very good wins, I believe they can salvage their season. I saw them last week in Ibadan against Shooting Stars, and I tell you, I was very impressed with how the team played that particular game. They ultimately lost, but I think there has to be some serious improvement in the team if they are to run away from whatever it is the relegation is saying at this point in time. Of course, I'm trying to salvage the season.
All right, Omoni, let me come to you now. I mean, Akwa United, a traditional side, they won the league about 3 seasons ago, and the management have not changed, except for the fact that the coaches have come and gone. But what do you think is the problem with Akwa United? They struggled last season and they are struggling again this season. It seems they've not learnt from last season.
Okay. I would say that they actually learned from last season. And that was the reason they had to change their coach, But it's just the fact that, when it comes to football management and even getting the best results, sometimes there's no perfect tactics. There's no perfect way. It's just whatever works for you. That becomes your lucky charm, if I may use that word. So Akwa United at one point, they were actually the favourite about 3 seasons ago when Kennedy Boboye was with them, and the next season he left the club. Even remember that even from that season, they were having some issues before they actually had to change their coach to Ayeni, and also from there again, Ayeni left, and the club is still trying to get this. And if you look at the players they have in that squad, they've got good players, good players in that squad. But it's as if things have not been working their way. You look at them, they put a lot of attack, yet they are not getting the goals. So it's just something that when you say that somebody is working and another person is actually eating, that's the problem with.
All right, Robert, let's move on to the game involving Enugu Rangers and Nasarawa United. Now, following the exhilarating 1-0 victory over regional rivals Kano Pillars at the Lafia City Stadium last weekend, Nasarawa United, they have now diverted their attention to the ultimate test and a weak clash against the Nigeria Premier Football League defending champions Rangers International at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Stadium, also known as the Cathedral, now on Sunday. And by the way, the Solid Miners, who are still fresh from their last morale-boosting derby, will look to confidently face the daunting task against the champions. Robert, Nasarawa United traveling away from home to face Rangers, difficult task, but we've seen an away win already this season, not forgetting Kano Pillars. Do you think Nasarawa United can spoil the party for Rangers this afternoon in Enugu?
Definitely, I believe that Nasarawa United can get a win. Let's not forget that Kano Pillars, the same team Nasarawa United defeated last time out in the NBBF, got the win at the Cathedral, and that was against our Enugu Rangers. It was a 7-goal fest. And with the inform man or the most potent striker in the league, that is in Anas Yusuf, in very good form with Nasarawa United, I believe that anything is possible today. Not forgetting the fact that Enugu Rangers themselves have not been scoring enough goals. The same Enugu Rangers have dropped points at home. So I believe that the match ultimately would be decided by the team who wants it the most, and of course the team who converts their chances whenever it comes to them in the course of the game.
All right, let's take a look at the fixtures for today in the NPFL. We have a series of matches to be played right here in Lagos. We have Ikorodu City up against Rivers United. We have Remo Stars welcoming Lobby Stars. These are some of the fixtures to expect today. Not also forgetting Nasarawa United will be up against Enugu Rangers, Akwa United against Kwara United, Abia Warriors against Heartland in the Oriental Derby, Academy Warriors against Katsina United, Bayelsa United against Eyimba Football Club. All right, fixtures, of course, today, match day 10. Of the Nigeria Premier Football League, Kano Pillars against Plateau United, Niger Tornadoes against Shooting Stars, Remo Stars against Lobby Stars, Sunshine Stars against Bendel Insurance. Robert, your star game for this weekend, which game are you looking forward to, or which games are you looking forward to?
My star game, I will just pick one game. My star game for the weekend is Ikorodu City against Rivers United. I saw both teams play at the Value Jet Cup. That was in around July this year, and it was a very, very feisty encounter between them. Ultimately, I would say that unofficially though, that is the first ever meeting between both clubs. And Ikorodu City won that game to progress to the finals that they lost against Remo Stars, talking about the Value Jet capacity. So for Ikorodu City, they have an idea of what to expect from Rivers United. And of course, not forgetting the fact that Rivers United are unbeaten up until this particular fixture. So it's going to be looking at a scenario where Ikorodu City want to get their third consecutive home win, as well as also spoiling that is the unbeaten run of Rivers United. But for Rivers United, they don't want to go down the same way Bendel Insurance went down. That was at the hands of Ikorodu City earlier on in the season.
All right, let me come to your money. Your star game for the weekend. Robert has picked Ikorodu City and Rivers United. Are you going with team, or you have another game that you're looking forward to?
Okay, I would like to actually, let's say I have about two games. Let's say 2 games for me. I'll still stick to the Rivers Ikorodu City, and primarily is because of the fact that Rivers United are unbeaten at the moment, and all eyes on Finidi George. Looking at what he just got to the club, and he has been able to stabilize the club and playing against Ikorodu City. And also, I see that game that one thing that qualifies a club, making a club a top side or a potential league champion, is when they defeat smaller clubs. So I would love to see Rivers United probably showing their champion stint, their experience, and showing what they know, what their dominant value in that game. So I think that game stands for me. And also the Oriental Derby. And the reason is the fact that Amunike will be playing against Imama. So it's one game that Atlant, for a very long time, they've faced a lot of issues with Abia Warriors, and they are yet to actually pick a point in their last 4 games on the road to Umaya.
All right.
So I think that game for me will be another classic game.
All right, before I let Robert go, let's take a look at the table, the top 6 and the bottom 6 of the NPFL. Currently, as it stands after match day night, Rivers United, Remo Stars, Eyimba, Plateau United, Abia Warriors, and El Kanemi Warriors. And go straight to the bottom 6 at the moment in the NPFL. We have the likes of Akwa United, number 20, Ikorodu City, Bayelsa United, Lobby Stars, Heartland FC, and Bendel Insurance. Title pretenders, title contenders. Can we actually say that these teams, of course, are the top 5 are title contenders? Robert, Remo Stars, Rivers United, Eyimba, amongst the likes of teams that you think will win the title this season?
I think the teams at the top 6 of the log are title contenders as it is. Going by what we have in front of us, yes, there may be a couple of permutations left, right, and center, but as the season progresses, the dynamics will change because you have teams battling with form, you have teams battling with injuries, you have teams battling with suspensions, and not forgetting the fact that at least for Eyimba, the dynamics will change a little bit because they will be busy with continental duties, and that will be the door open for other teams right there in Nigeria to seize the opportunity and, of course, challenge them for that possible spot. So I think it's going to be a very, very interesting season to come, most especially this month and, of course, in December. But as for those in the relegation, I think they just really need to watch it. I don't think that all of them ultimately will be in that position between now and March the 38th. Some of them definitely will be able to get to the respite of the mid-season transfer window to shuffle their packs and, of course, escape relegation at the end of the day.
All right, I must say a big thank you to you, Robert Olimene, for your quality time, and we hope to see more of you, of course, when it comes to the world of sport. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, away from the NPFL, let's give you an update from the camp of the Algerian League One. We have games today. US Biskra will take on JS Kabylie. Olympic Agbo will take on S Mustaganem. All right, and of course in Egypt, we had 2 games played on Saturday. Ismail SC played at the goalless draw against Ghazl Al Mehala. Al-Akli trashed Seramika Cleopatra 5-2. Away from Egypt to Morocco, Potola Pro, Raja Casablanca played at a goalless draw against COD Mekens. RS Bekan defeated Matetuan 2-1. Chabab Mohamedia lost to Union Tuagraspor 3-0. Difa El Jadida defeated Asanya Agadir 2-0. In the Ghana Premier Football League, it is Ashanti Kotoko against Heart of Lions. Berakum Chelsea will take on Holy Stars. Bibiana Gold Stars against Dreams FC. Karela United against Nations FC. Swatreman will take on Beckham United. Vision FC against Edwana Stars. All right, lots of stars right there in the Ghana Premier Football League. And some CHAN updates. Yes, the Championship of African Nation qualifiers is ongoing. Don't forget, Nigeria will play in December, but other countries have started playing. And the result, Eswatini defeated Zimbabwe 3-0 in the first leg of the CHAN qualifiers. And Benin Republic lost to Togo 2-0. Today's fixtures will see Namibia take on Lesotho, Kenya against South Sudan, and Tanzania against Sudan. Still talking football, the Super Eagles of Nigeria will arrive in Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire on the 10th of November for campaign ahead of the 2025 African Nations Cup qualifier match day 5 fixture against Benin Republic. Now, Benin Republic adopted home. Abidjan will be the battleground when the West African brothers go toe-to-toe in the battle for the qualification for the 2025 African Cup of Nations. And the Super Eagles, of course, take on Benin at their adopted home ground, which is, of course, the Felix Ofuebuanyi Stadium on Thursday, November 14th, before they welcome Rwanda 4 days later in Uyo to round up their qualifying campaign, and Nigeria topping Group D with 10 points from 4 games. All right, Omoni, Super Eagles deciding to go to their host nation. Of course, that's talking about Abidjan in Côte d'Ivoire for camping ahead of the game against Benin Republic.
I think it's a very good one. It's actually going to avoid the previous, the last story we had during where they traveled to Libya and they were held hostage. Traveling down about 4 days before the game is going to give the boys enough time to prepare, to get themselves familiarized with the environment and also to understudy their opponents. And don't forget that Benin Republic, despite the fact that they might look, they look as an underdog, and the fact that the coach, talking about for our former Super Eagles coach, Genetro is still managing that team. It's still the game is still a very dicey one. Although we've qualified, but we still need to mark our dominance and our territory. We lost to them in the last game we played against them in Abidjan, and this time around, I think it's another time to get our revenge in a good way.
All right, wait to see how it goes. Don't forget the list will be out. We're here next week. Wait to see who will make the list of players invited for the qualifier against Rwanda and Benin Republic. One of them will play in Uyo, and the other, of course, Benin Republic, will play in Côte d'Ivoire. And now to football in Europe, precisely the Premier League. Manchester City suffered a shock 2-1 defeat at Bournemouth on Saturday that ended their Premier League unbeaten streak at 32 games as Antoine Semenyo and Evan Nielsen scored for the Cherries, who claimed their first ever win over the visitors. The reverse dropped City, who had not lost in the league since a 1-0 defeat by Aston Villa on December 6th, to second with 23 points after 10 matches, 2 points behind Liverpool. Lawani, did you see this one coming at Bournemouth upsetting Manchester City?
Actually, I didn't. I think that for me, that was the surprise in one. When the scoreline was still 1-0, I wasn't surprised. I was like, okay, Man City would do the comeback. But after the game with the red card, it was something that I was surprised. Unfortunately, Arsenal fans would have been excited, but they lost that game to Newcastle too. So it wasn't actually a very good one too for them. But looking at the way it is, the league is still very open. The league is still very open in England, and anybody can still. I mean the top 3 teams, Liverpool, Man City, and Arsenal, can still reclaim the first spot right now. Liverpool currently still takes that spot, but Man City can still, right? Because there's something about Manchester City. When it comes to December/January, they get back and they're always firebrand. It's very hard for them to lose games when it comes to January to the end of the season. So they can actually make some errors, some mistakes right now. But when it comes to that time, you see them getting back, getting rejuvenated and trying to push further.
All right, away from there, let's also look at the game involving Liverpool. Liverpool came back against Brighton and Hove Albion, of course, to keep their dream start alive. Brighton, of course, Liverpool, they're doing so well this season, trying to ensure that, they consolidate on, having a new coach since the exit of Jurgen Klopp. And Omoni, Liverpool looking like title contenders already with the way they've been attacking games, this season so far. Do you think we should take them serious? Or is it a case of them leading till December and then they drop, when it comes to the month of January up until next year?
You could have just said them leading like Arsenal. You don't need to wait. Just say them leading like Arsenal. You already know Arsenal, that word, the meaning, or the meaning is they lead till close to the end of the season and they bottle it. For me, I think Slot has not faced any challenges, and it's as if the grass is very green, very, very green in the part of Slots at the moment. coming to our feed, and I think no struggles for him. The games have been going well for him. He has played away games and he has not lost any games. I think for me, I don't know, that must be a lucky thing for him right now for Ancelotti.
Right.
Yeah, unlike some coaches that you get to a new club and you are still trying to get familiarized with the terrain of their environment. But for him, he has been able to pull that.
Okay.
And if he managed that well, we might see him putting the shocker, breaking the jinx of that Pep Guardiola has set for about 4 seasons.
All right, let's go straight to the big game this weekend, of course, in the Premier League. Chelsea against Manchester United with Ruud van Nistelrooy at the wheel. Manchester United headline this weekend's Premier League action on Sunday afternoon when hopefuls Chelsea rock up Old Trafford. The two English sides suffered contrasting EFL Cup fates in midweek as the Red Devils promoted Leicester City 5-2, while the Blues were eliminated by Newcastle United. All right, Amadi, just a quick one. Chelsea against Manchester United. Who do you think would carry the day come this evening?
Manchester United.
Why?
I know. Okay, number one, I would love to see Van Nistelrooy showing class. I think this is a time for him to upgrade his CV, and this kind of game is the kind of statement in it to actually announce that, okay, I think I can do something very well. Although Manchester United already have a coach, but I think this is the kind of game that he gets to. But Chelsea right now, they are a stronger side than Manchester United. Yeah, they might lose to Newcastle. Newcastle is a very strong team right now. Okay. They defeated top England clubs, top London clubs, 2 London clubs this week. Defeated defeated Arsenal and defeated Chelsea just in 1 week. And I think that you can compare them to Leicester City that Manchester United defeated. All right,
let's see how it goes. Of course, when it comes to today's game, it's going to be exciting. Of course, I'll bring you up to speed concerning that. Let's take a look at the results the fixtures once again in the Premier League. Results from yesterday and, of course, results from today in the Premier League was, of course, Liverpool getting better of course, Brighton. Newcastle got a win against Arsenal at St. James's Park. Bournemouth defeated Manchester City 2-1. Ipswich better the 1-1 draw against Leicester. Nottingham Forest defeated West Ham United 3-0. Southampton won against Everton 1-0. Was Wolverhampton Wanderers who played at the 2-2 draw against Crystal Palace. And of course today Tottenham will take on Aston Villa, and Manchester United will be up against Chelsea. Away from there, we'll go straight to Italian Serie A and give you the results from there. AC Milan, of course, managed a 1-0 win at Monza thanks to first half header from Tijani Rangers. Of course, Bologna played out a 1-0 win against Lecce. Udinese lost at home 2-0 against Juventus, and Monza lost to AC Milan 1-0. Later today, we get to see Napoli against Atalanta. It was Torino against Fiorentina, and Hellas Verona against Roma, and Inter Milan against Venezia. Straight to the German Bundesliga, Hurricanes scored twice and set up, of course, another as Bayern Munich moved 3 points clear at the top of the German Bundesliga with a 3-0 home win against Union Berlin on Saturday. The England captain put Bayern, of course, ahead from the spot after 15 minutes. After, of course, Union's Benedict hauled back, brought down Michael Lisa on the edge of the box. Kane turned provider just before halftime, tapping the ball into Klinsikoman's part, of course, getting that particular one. Let's take a look at the results from the German Bundesliga. It was Bayern Munich who defeated Union Berlin 3-0. Eintracht Frankfurt trashed VfL Bochum 7-2. Hoffenheim lost at home to St. Pauli 2-1. It was Holstein Kiel who won against FC Heidenheim 1-0. Wolfsburg played out a 1-1 draw against Augsburg, and Borussia Dortmund defeated Rasenball Leipzig 2-1 right there. Later today, we get to see Freiburg against Mainz 05, and of course, Borussia Mönchengladbach will take on Werder Bremen in that particular order. And of course, in Spain, it was, of course, interesting results. Osasuna defeated Real Valladolid 1-0, and Girona in a 7-goal thriller defeated Leganes 4-3. And later today, Atletico Madrid against Las Palmas, Barcelona against Espanyol, Sevilla against Real Sociedad, Athletic Club will take on Real Betis. Away from La Liga, we'll go straight to the French Ligue 1 result. Paris Saint-Germain defeated Lens 1-0. Brest lost to Nice 1-0. Saint-Etienne defeated Strasbourg 2-0. And fixtures to expect today in the French Ligue 1. Toulouse will take on Reims. Auxerre against Stade Rennais. Le Havre will take on Montpellier. And Nantes, club of Moses Simon, will take on Olympique Marseille. Omoni, quick one across the fixtures in Europe this weekend from the Spanish La Liga, Italian Serie A, and German Bundesliga, French Ligue 1. Which of these games you think would give us a spark aside the Premier League?
Okay, I think the one Ademola Lookman's Atalanta.
Atalanta.
Yes, and I think all eyes is currently on Ademola Lookman at the moment because of what he was able to finishing 14th in the Ballon d'Or ranking. So everybody wants to see him, and they're expecting him to pull something because of the CAF award, which is coming up later this year.
All right, let's now move straight to the world of tennis. Aryna Sabalenka continued her dominance over Zheng Wen with a victory in the first match of the season-ending WTA Finals. A new world number one, Sabalenka beat Chinese 7th seed 6-3, 6-4 in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Sabalenka has won all 5 of her meetings with Zheng, including 4 this year, leading Chinese fans to nickname the Belarusian the mountain that Zheng is yet to have overcome. Sabalenka beat Zheng at the Australian Open final in January and won a 3rd Grand Slam singles title at the US Open in September, and is the heavy favorite for the title, having replaced Iga Swiatek at the top of the world rankings in October. All right, fantastic one right there. You must also agree for Sabalenka, and she's looking forward to getting more when it comes to the world of the WTA finals. Still talking tennis in the men's category, home favorite Hugo Humbert came from behind to book a spot against Germany's Alexander Zverev in the final of the Paris Masters. Both beat former Paris champions on Saturday to reach their 4th ATP final of the year, with world number 3 Zverev having lost the final of the French Open to Carlos Alcaraz in June. Humbert, the French number 1, beat Karen Khachanov 6-7, 6-4, 6-3 after Zverev produced a superb performance to outclass world number 13 Holger Rune 6-3, 7-6, 7-4. Humbert twice lost his serve in the opening set, but each time the world number 18 replied immediately to break back, only for Russians Khachanov to clinch it in a tie break. All right, that's the updates coming right there from the world of tennis. We'll move on to the world of basketball, NBA, where Donovan Mitchell's basket, with less than 1 second remaining, ensured the Cleveland Cavaliers maintained their unbeaten start to the NBA season with a dramatic 114-113 victory over the Milwaukee Bucks. And the Bucks were seemingly on course for the win when Damian Lillard's jumper put them in front with 10 seconds left. But Mitchell's late reply nudged the Cavs ahead again before an attempted buzzer beater from Lillard bounced off the backboard in a trailing finish. The win means Cleveland stay top of the Eastern Conference with a perfect 7-0 record, while the Bucks are second from bottom with 5 defeats from 6 games. All right, still talking the NBA. The NBA says it is investigating after Philadelphia 76ers center Joel Embiid had an alleged physical altercation with a reporter. Embiid confronted the reporter in the Philadelphia locker room about an article that referred to his son and late brother, as well as criticizing his fitness and professionalism. The 7-time NBA All-Star and 2023 Most Valuable Player has yet to play the season because of a knee issue. The incident happened after the 76ers 124-107 loss to Memphis Grizzlies on Saturday. Omoni, this is particular to players and sportsmen and women. They sometimes have this adrenaline rush, and anytime they feel they are hot, some of them cannot control their temper. We've seen over time where players accost journalists or tag a journalist on social media, but this time around, Embiid had an altercation with the journalist for an article which he did not like concerning himself, his son, and his fitness.
Okay, thank you. I think something similar, maybe something close happened when Osimhen outburst, where he was like, oh, that this particular medium actually wrote that, okay, the former coach said this about him, and he just went on social media and he attacked the coach and all those things. But now, the football, I was discussing with somebody this week, and the person told me something, and I felt it's very okay. He said, even while we play football or we do sport and all those things, it's very important at the same time that our character should always be the front line. We should always portray good character. And even in academics and every other point of our lives, that even aside from excellence, character should always be the first thing. Nothing should make you want to fight somebody. If you don't like the journalist's opinion, do a rebooter, go online, write something, engage a prayer service, and do the right thing. You don't need, I don't need to fight somebody physically if I disagree with the person's point of view or sentiment. I just have to tell the world, okay, this is what I stand for, and this what this person said about me, I don't like it. And I think that's better. We're in a civilized world.
All right, I'll wait to see how it goes. Investigation, by the way, is ongoing, and in no time, there'll be a verdict or, of course, a statement from the NBA. Big thank you to you, Olorunfemi Omoni, for your quality time. It was amazing talking sports with you today. Thank you very much for coming through.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
And to you, our viewers, an amazing time on the show today. And I'm very sure you've been brought up to speed concerning happenings in the world of sports. In the game returns on Monday at 1 p.m. Nigerian time, of course, and Game On at 9 p.m. Nigerian time. And favor Itwa. Have a lovely Sunday.